And welcome back to the Crystal Lady Podcast, Episode 7. We're going to be talking about our trip to Indiana. Before we get into things here, I would like to invite you guys to subscribe to our channel. We put up new videos every week. And be sure to check us out at crystallladyband.com to see our concert schedule, our social media, and keep up with all things Crystal Lady. Anyway, I'm Chela Mancuso. Guys.
My name is Jack Mehoff. I'm here to tell you all about some car insurance and shit. You know your car's warranty is about to expire. And,
wow.
I actually need to go get my plates renewed. I drove around on bad plates for like 6 months one year.
Did you get pulled over?
No, not once.
Man.
I live where you do get pulled over for that shit.
Yeah, so... Yeah. You know, I drove around for like a couple weeks, and the guy was like, "You need to get your tax." I'm like, "I know."
No, my friend did that for a day, and he got pulled over.
Yeah. They're usually dicks.
I'm surprised because there was another time where they expired previously to that, and it was like day one. I got pulled over, and they're like, "Hey, your shit expired today. Like, get to the DMV." I'm like, "I will."
Yeah, screw that.
That's funny.
So anyway, what's new? We got a Viking with us here, real life Viking. His name's Mjorgnen.
My name is.
His name's Bjork.
My name is Dixie Normus.
There you go.
All right, cool. And my name is Corey.
Bullshit.
Lame.
I know, right?
Oh man.
What is your
story? So we went to Indiana. We played a couple of shows up there. We were in Indianapolis and then in Evansville. And I thought it was a fun experience. That was your first time on the road with us.
Yeah.
This is first time for a lot of things.
It was also the first time that we had something this wild happen on like a road show. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like when I tell people like, "Oh, we're going on a tour, we're going on the road for a few days," they're like, "Oh, I bet that shit's wild." Usually it's like sleeping, performing, playing video games in the car.
Yeah, sitting in the car for 7 hours.
It's not like titties and cocaine everywhere. I'm sure for some bands
not
it
yet.
is. Not yet.
We need that.
But
we need that.
That's only when we come back home.
But that all changed when we brought Corey to Indianapolis.
It's not my fault.
I think it's kind of your fault.
Well, Yildiz would say it was your fault.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yildiz would.
You guys said her name.
Oh, you think she's watching this?
We don't know her.
She's not watching this.
No, she's not watching.
Hello from Turkey.
But also, that could be a fake name, too.
It could be your fake name.
I doubt it.
If it is, then she shouldn't care.
So I'll give a little background, and then let's have Corey take it away. I'll paint the setting.
Wait, should we drink this though first?
Oh yeah, let's do this shot, and then we'll talk about the lady of the night.
Cool.
Ah!
That was lovely.
Oh, that was nice.
Yo, you were absolutely right.
That was beautiful.
That
Dylan.
tasted hell.
Let's go, Dylan.
That tasted hella good.
Nice.
That was like
apple cider.
That was like
dessert.
a song from an angel's
Shout out
mouth.
to Journeyman Distillery.
Yeah.
Like half the bottle's gone too. Shit, that was not a lot.
So, anyway, we'll paint the picture. It's a Thursday night. It's a cold winter's night in Indianapolis, Indiana. We're playing at the Melody Inn, which is a super cool old venue. It's Melody Inn is actually the oldest bar in Indianapolis post-Prohibition.
Really?
They were the first one to open their doors after Prohibition.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
But let's get back to what's
show.
important here.
So we played the show. And we were one of 4 bands. Super cool show, super cool venue, tons of fun. There is this pretty little number wearing leather pants, a fur coat, and a small brassiere. Not really a shirt. Not quite a bra, but we'll call it a bustier.
Kayla was able to pay attention more so than I was able to.
I saw her and I was like, wow, she's really doing the most right now, because Melody Inn is very cool, but it's also a very casual like dive. You don't dress like that at Melody Inn unless you have an agenda.
Kayla was like, "It's too cold out here."
I was about to say, yeah. Also, it was freezing outside, and she's all up here like.
I'm like,
oh wait,
she must have been able to like cut glass. It was cold.
Fact.
Like
it was.
I would agree.
But she pegs Corey from like across the room.
You can't
Poor
say
choice of words.
That was really, really bad.
Corey
She
loves getting pegged.
She didn't.
Take 2.
She didn't.
Strong and dominant women.
She didn't peg him in the
PTSD.
sense that
We know.
he got touched, but she pegged him and like
Touched.
him across the room. That one.
She was like,
she is
"Meow."
giving him the most obvious I want to bang eyes.
which I find out later from the
bartender. The sound guy.
The sound guy
had Herbert. He had to come up and tell you.
Good looking out, dog.
He was,
or he's trying to get you robbed.
he might have been a part of it.
He had to come up and tell Corey, like, hey, there's this chick and like she's trying to get it on with you, man.
I will tell you exactly what he said to me. He said, bro, I don't know necessarily what you got going on back in St. Louis, this, that, and the other, but I've seen that face before in this bar. And I'm sitting here thinking like to myself, like, what is this dude talking about? First of all, he's like, I've seen this face before. And I'm like, she looks like she wants to eat you alive. I said, oh.
Look. And then after Corey got, made aware of that, he came up to me and was like, dude, the bartender just told me all this stuff. And I'm like
what? And then Nick's like, oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, I was like,
absolutely.
I didn't realize there was anything weird going on. I mean, Corey's a handsome fella. I wouldn't put it past no good-looking chick to give him the eyes, but apparently she wanted to give him a few extra things too.
Something else. I think she wanted to receive something else.
She was in town from Turkey. She barely spoke a word of English outside of
enough to get through like 5 minutes of conversation. Right?
But you said you were like trying to tell her like, oh, I'm from out of town. I'm from St. Louis.
And she was like,
yeah.
So I don't know. Well, we've all done this face before when we like are pretending to even understand what someone is saying, where you just go, yeah.
But she knew just enough English too. What was her line?
Oh man. Okay, so first of all, wait a minute.
She grabbed you.
Let me. Yes,
first
bro.
of all,
First of all, bro. So I knew something at least strange was kind of happening halfway through the conversation, because first of all, American women are not like that at all. So, but she, first of all, obviously can't speak English very well. So I'm like, okay, she's not from here, so they must be different in Turkey. I don't know. They just act different. But no, and so all of a sudden she like puts her arms around me and I'm like, well shit, all right. And I'm like, okay. And this is the first time this is happening, so I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, this is weird. And I'm like, this don't happen. And that's little Corey in the back of the head just like, all right, this is strange, but you can go along with it, fine. And then so like 5 minutes passes and it's like a struggle bus getting through the conversation, like, I'm not from here, I'm from St. Louis, like I'm from Missouri. She's like
yeah, okay.
Okay. Are you okay? And then
she drops her line.
Yo, and this is exactly how it goes. I'm not gonna demonstrate this, but it's so funny.
Oh no.
So she looks me in my eyes,
the windows of your soul.
I'm talking about like pierced my pupils. And she goes, do you want to take me to bedroom? And I go, I literally didn't respond for like 2 minutes to her. I was like,
and now look. And then after that, Corey had to think for a moment.
I had to,
because there were a few red flags up front to where like
talk about our friend.
Yeah, the friend was the biggest one. She had a friend with her who was very quiet, very standoffish. You could tell she was just there to observe.
The the observer slash the
she was like,
should we say what
the bottom
the bottom B
bit, the bottom B the bottom B?
Yes.
It was very clear that she was like not necessarily this girl's keeper, but she was the eyes.
It was clear afterwards because she was giving off all types of just weird vibes. Because it's like, if your friend is acting like that, normally what happens, and especially coming from college or whatnot, it's like most of the time they're like, oh my God, you need to stop. Why are you being so like this, that, and the other? They're like protective. She was just there like on her phone, like
she was and like observing, and then she was also getting the drinks for Yildiz.
No, she was probably texting her at the time, being like, "Fucking heard this shit.
Say
up.
this, say that,
get that
say this.
fucking money."
But it was the fact that the only English she really knew how to speak was to get him into bed.
Facts. Enough to get to
point. That was all she could really carry out in this conversation, aside from like some smiles and like flirty giggles.
Correct.
And then like if you're in that part of town, if you know that bar, that's the kind of bar where you go wearing like your dirty ass like work boots and jeans. And
it was the mid section because and once again, this is like obviously my first time with them here, and yeah, Sietch is right. That place, we were like driving past houses. He was like income was like from 80 to like 12 million. Well, no, sorry.
Well, within
The
like
house
a
values.
within like a 3-mile stretch of road, the values of homes went from like $80,000 shacks to like $14 million mansions. It's
but that bar though he was saying was like
it was
the
on
cutoff
like
point.
it was the cutoff, and just north of that bar we were at is the side of town where the show Sons of Anarchy. That show is based on an actual gang rival that is legit there.
What the hell was
God.
that all about?
Corey?
This table is not sturdy.
No, this
That hasn't
table
happened yet.
So this table is from the 1930s or 40s. This is my great aunt's, and it just sits on top of legs.
Oh.
It's not screwed in, and I used
Just screw it in then.
well, no, you would ruin the wood. It's
I
not
fuck the wood.
No.
Show's about to come down here, Dylan.
This is not the kind of wood that you're like, fuck that shit.
fuck
But
that
but anyway,
Yeah.
no, we were on the edge of where like it was kind of sketchy, but like you go any further and it was going to get real sketchy.
Yeah. But then I guess okay, we'll get through the story.
There were
Let
just
me-
a lot of red flags that we
Yes.
kind of assumed she was a lady of the
Well,
night.
And because
we-
of these red flags, Corey.
We after because I conversed with the band after I was made this offer because I was like, and my dick was like, you might I don't know.
And look. You came and talked to us after this too, and
I
like
said-
but you didn't give me like all the
No,
information.
well I
You
didn't
just were
give
like,
you all the information. Siege got most of it.
Yeah. And I didn't get it. You had already talked with Sietch, and you were like, oh man, yeah.
But,
this
sorry,
girl
I'll
said
be
she wants
Sietch.
to.
I'll be
Okay,
Sietch.
okay.
Talk
This
to me
is-
like you talk to
This
Sietch.
is exactly what I said to Siege. So I'm skeptical, but also my dick is like, do it. It's
Look.
like,
That's
don't
why
care.
you needed to tell me all the info, because I was also just like, fucking go for it, bro.
So what did you ask Sietch?
So my first question to Siege was, are you strapped?
Excuse me?
And so he has no idea what I'm talking about. And I go like, do you have a gun on you? And he's like,
He's like, oh, no, man, I don't. If I did have a gun, I'd give it to you, though.
yeah. And then I was just like, oh, well, damn. All right, cool. So then I told him the situation. I'm like, there's a girl in there, right? And I'm like, there's a lady. And I'm like, but I'm like kind of skeptical. And I was just like, and now this is logical Corey talking. He's like, all right, the signs are strange. She can't talk. The chick in there is giving off really bad vibes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this slightly feels like a setup, right? But once again, my dick is like, do it.
she was very pretty, and her name. Oh, the best part is her name was Yildiz.
Yildiz.
She can yield this dick.
That was the joke we made the entire card ride back. Yildiz dick, dog. Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, do you have a knife? And he was just like, oh yeah, bro, I got a knife. And he was
Give him like a little Swiss.
And a flashlight.
and a flashlight. He was like,
could
I'll give
blind
you a
him
flashlight.
first.
He was like, just in case you got to make a run through some like forest. And he was like, I'll take you to a hotel that's like 15 minutes like from the house. And I was just like, all right, Siege is down.
He gave you like a little Swiss Army knife that had like a blade, a screwdriver, scissors on like.
Because I'm thinking, I'm like,
It was like a Boy Scout pocket knife.
so I'm
You
thinking
still
to
fuck someone
myself,
up, though.
I think moral of the story is that Sietch is the most hospitable motherfucker
Oh,
in
yes.
the world.
definitely.
Siege is my
We
dude.
love this guy.
So I'm like, okay. So I'm like 70% like, okay, I might just do this, but I'm worried about getting robbed.
and
so,
then you come to me.
So I go then to Chela because I'm like, I gotta double confirm. I gotta talk
And-
to a girl about this.
And all he tells me is, so Yildiz wants me to go to a hotel. I immediately go, Corey, I think she may be a prostitute.
And I go,
And I'm like, and I have a feeling that if you go with her to this hotel that she keeps talking about and trying to get you to come to, you might get robbed and beat up by like a big ass dude that's waiting for you there.
or maybe not even a big dude, just maybe a dude who has a weapon.
Yeah.
/ gun.
I was like, there's just too many red flags here, and the one,
And we're not
it
in
was
St. Louis.
yeah. I was like, and the chick she was with was giving off the bad vibes.
She was. I was just like,
If she was there alone, I was like, oh, this girl's she's on one. She's trying to
out
party.
here.
She's just out here trying to get some.
And when I finally got all this information, I was just like, yeah, you probably
Nick
shouldn't do that.
cosigns, and then Siege double cosigns with it once we all finally get to start like
No,
talking
Sietch
about
said-
it.
No, what Sietch said was, if you're thinking you need a gun to go out and get laid, you probably shouldn't be going out to get laid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so they all were talking like Corey logic at that point. So I go, okay, awesome. I needed 4 consenting opinions. We're not doing
And
this.
Corey just kept saying like, man, my dick was ready though. I was like, I don't need to hear that.
I don't need to
Kayla's
hear about
man.
Kayla's dick at all.
That's right.
Corey's
That's
dick. I
true.
said Kayla's dick. I'm sorry.
I know you did.
Also,
I would like to hear about that.
and then these ladies got picked up.
They
on
got
the
picked
corner.
up on the corner and taken somewhere, and we're packing up. We're getting paid from the bar. We're packing up our gear. I go into the
And
bathroom.
then this was wild.
Because we were like maybe let's not roll the dice, because like in St. Louis, Corey would have never gone home with a girl that propositioned him in that way.
No.
We were like, we're in Indiana, maybe things are different here, but let's still play it safe. But these girls were in the bathroom for a long time. They come out, they leave, they get in their car, they go. I go into the bathroom, and it's just one stall in the girls' bathroom. Mm-hmm. There is an envelope sitting on top of the toilet. And I'm kind of like looking at it, and I'm like, oh, is it drugs or money? Is it I'm like, I don't want to touch it if it's like drugs and leave fingerprints. But curiosity got the better of me, and I just like, I like wrapped my finger in my flannel and like lifted it, and I just saw hundreds. It was literally like somewhere between like $700 and $1,000 from the quick count I did.
And then what did you do?
Yeah, Kayla, tell everybody what you did.
Okay, so my first thought was, if these women are ladies of the night, they're going to be missing this money, and they're either going to come back for it, or someone else is going to come back here very angry for it, and I don't want to be caught holding that. Also, if it is theirs and they need to turn this into someone later, I don't want them to get like beat up or killed because they didn't have their money. And I took it straight to the owner of the bar. Or I went to my dad, and I was like, Dad, I found this. Like, I'm like, we can't keep this. We got to turn this in. And he was like, okay. And he's like, he calls the owner of the bar over, and I tell him exactly what happened. And I was like, there are these girls. We think like this might be a possibility over here. And then I found this thick ass wad of cash, and I don't want anyone to get killed. And the bar owner, He wasn't like that money didn't mean shit to him.
He just took it.
He's owned that place for forever, and he's like, oh my God, well, thank you for being honest, and I will keep it here. And it had a Western Union serial number like on a ticket inside the envelope, and he was like, do you know how to get in contact with those girls? And I found out that one of the other girls on the lineup with us, who was in one of the bands, she works at the mall, and these girls like came into the store she was working at, and then they approached her, and they're like, oh, you're very pretty, like we should hang out. And she invited them to the show, which almost sounded like a sex trafficking thing to me, because the girl who was singing looked like she could have been sisters with these other girls. Like they looked very similar, like kind of like they were maybe going for a type. And I can tell you firsthand, when you invite a stranger out to your original band's show, they're almost never gonna come out.
That's a very good point.
I mean, you can invite people you know to your original band show,
Never come out.
and they're not going to come out either.
But I was like, okay, so they approached her in the mall. They got her phone number, so I had the girl just text Yildiz, because she had her number. I was like, hey, just text her and say, did you leave anything in the bathroom? Just leave it at that, because I don't want to be like, hey, did you leave $850 in the bathroom stall? Because she'd be like, oh yeah, that's mine. Like, I'm coming over. As anyone would do. So I was like, just ask her if she left anything in the bathroom, tell her to check her purse, and if she's missing anything, come to the bar. So she did that, but then I got really scared. I'm like, what if they approached her because they're trying to like pull her into something? That got really scary. I mean,
which is funny that you like were even thinking that, because we actually had in Cape at SEMO a lady who was actually involved with the sex trafficking, like trying to stop it here in St. Louis, because a ton of it
goes on in St. Louis,
a ton. And like all the pictures and stuff that they were showing, like the slides, there's stuff like from the Hyatt, all that stuff, like of just pictures and all.
Glad I'm ugly.
And it was wild, and those are like, that's some of the tactics that they actually use, is like just approaching girls like with obviously other girls and like just marking them like that, and it's just some wild stuff.
So all I'm gonna say is that had it been me who found that money, y'all never would have heard a fucking peep out of me.
Nick would have shown up with a new guitar, dog. That would have been sick.
Once I realized what was in that envelope, I stood in the bathroom for like a solid 60 seconds just looking at it, and I'm like, what kind of person am I?
I would have.
All of
And
us.
I was
I'll
like-
tell you what
Kayla.
kind of person I am.
I was like, should I peel off just a little taste? Like,
No.
just one
I
or
mean,
two
like, I
would've
hundreds?
took
Like,
that.
At like $850.
that's an,
all of
Someone,
Yes,
the bar, yeah. First of all, if that meant a lot to somebody, they wouldn't be leaving it anywhere.
Facts.
unless
Like,
they were all
like-
fucked up, like they were drinking. They were in that bathroom before I went in there for a while. I don't know if they were doing drugs
I
or
don't
what.
care what mind state I am in. If I have $850 on me, I know where that is at all points in time.
You've
Facts.
never been drunk.
I'm not gonna lie.
You don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been pretty drunk. I've never left a wad of cash.
I've never
anywhere.
carried $850 on me.
No,
True.
but
Me
no,
either.
My whole thing was it was so funny because we all got in the van afterwards, and we were just like, when Kayla said that to us, I was like, "Yo, listen."
We all lit her up. We were just like,
That
you know
is
what?
like
Dylan and
IMs,
all of us went
dog.
like, "What? you too?" All of
That's
us,
like so
except
much
Kayla,
band
we
stuff
would've
could have
took
just
it.
been like bought like that.
I know, but I was like, if I take this money and then I hear on the news that like
We
some
live in St.
girl-
Louis. We're not going to hear about it.
I don't.
exactly.
I was like, I can't have someone die because I got greedy and
You
pocketed.
still might have still killed someone.
Yeah, that bar
Regardless.
probably took it like straight up.
No, the person we gave it to was the owner of the bar who like he doesn't need $850.
No. We're not saying that. We're saying
I don't need $850.
We're not saying that. Who knows why that $850 actually got left?
Mm-hmm.
So if it is that case and that was given to the bar, I'm not saying he took it like for himself.
Yeah.
But if that's there and they have no idea where it's at,
It's going to go. So, yeah.
Well, we texted
Someone
them.
still
They
might be
know
dead.
that they knew to check their purses and see if they left something.
yeah. But they're not going to text you back, especially if they are ladies of the night.
Yeah.
You're not going to text her back.
No, and they didn't. She just said, "Hey, check your purse, see if you left anything in the bathroom." So if I got that text, like no context, I would be like, "Oh fuck," and I would start thinking like, "What did they find?"
I don't know. There's only so many things that you could be like, hey, did you leave something in the bathroom? And be like, what did I have on me that somebody would have? I don't know.
Yeah.
If it had been me, I would have taken that envelope and shoved it way up my butt crack and not spoken about it ever.
It would have been in my butthole.
Yeah.
You'd have to do a full body cavity search to get that shit out of me, dog.
And then get home and then
I'm
have
putting
a
the
fun
candy
day.
in the jar.
Facts.
And then my other, because the neighborhood that we were in, my other thought, because they're telling us that there's a fairly large drug problem in that neighborhood, was like if someone was in there using drugs, and it was a wire. It was a Western Union wire where like most times like the people I've seen use Western Union were like college kids who are from out of town and they like run out of money and they need to get someone to wire them money because they're like out in a bad situation.
I've had to do it before.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, if this is someone who maybe came in here, was like fucked up on drugs, really needed this money for something, and like they're going to be like homeless or get the shit beat out of them if they don't get it back. Yes, $850 would be awesome if I had it, but I'm not going to like get murked over it.
You wouldn't in St.
So-
Louis. They
someone-
wouldn't know we took it. They don't know anything about
There could be
it.
some tracking device in there.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like,
Look for it, dog.
I'm saying someone else could be in a very bad situation. If we didn't meet Yildiz and I didn't know about the problems in that neighborhood, I would have been like, oh shit.
All I'm saying
says
is
that now.
you're a better person than me.
Facts.
I would have taken.
I wouldn't even have thought of Yildiz. I'd have been like, oh wow.
No, I wouldn't have thought about anybody. I'm
$150.
like, I don't know who left it in here. I don't know any of these people.
Corby, Yildiz who? I don't even remember.
Oh God.
Anyway, we were mean afterwards. We won't talk. We should
not. We should not do
talk
this.
about what we did afterwards. But
Although
anyway.
the next day we went and grabbed a wonderful breakfast at Metro Diner.
Oh, that was some bomb.
And then
burgers.
then there's this place we passed up last time called Donuts and Dragons. And I was like, oh, guys, let's go to Donuts and Dragons. And everyone else was like, okay, Dylan, we'll go to Donuts
It wasn't
and
that.
Dragons.
It wasn't. It was fucking cold, and you were walking there.
It was
We
like
didn't
2
wanna-
blocks
It wasn't
away.
that.
If
We
the
didn't wanna
fat
walk.
guy can
No,
walk
no,
to
look,
it,
look.
you guys can walk
it was
to
about
It
walking
was
in
about
the cold.
You kept saying this ain't shit. It's not cool. It's not cool at
Dylan-
all. I
Dylan don't
feel
give a
great.
fuck.
He's like, man, I want to wear some shorts right now.
I do. I hate shorts, dude, but I'd wear like a short sleeve shirt, dog. Put some
Oh,
flip flops
man,
on.
dog.
I will say though that there was the cold thing. It was whatever, but
Donuts and
also-
Dragons is dope.
Yeah, it
That
It
was
was
dope.
fun.
place.
Yeah.
If you're in
None of us said
Indianapolis,
anything against
It
it.
was. I didn't say nothing, but yeah, I was like, I don't know how good this is gonna be, or whatever.
Ha!
I didn't care.
I
I was
told
just
y'all weren't
cold.
saying it, but like I could tell from like your bodily
I just want to get in the car and
reaction. You
drive
guys were
there.
like, ah, shit. Your body language, you guys were like, oh, okay, guys, we'll go to Donuts and Dragons for Dylan.
No, that's fine. And we got in. It was cool.
And it was dope.
It was
I had a good time.
I kicked Dylan's ass like 9 times in a row at Battleship
That
because
was
he plays like a wild person.
I beat the shit out of Corey in some chess and Scrabble.
Yeah, I made mistakes.
Donuts and Dragons was really cool because like you go in there and it was a $1 library fee and they had like 400 games
Yeah, 400
just
board
available.
games.
Like there are board game bars in St. Louis. There's like 2 or 3 of them, but the library
game
fee,
bars?
yeah, the library fee is like $5 to $10. It was only $1.
And could you even get donuts at the places in St. Louis?
Probably
not.
Oh, there's one place that's got real good nachos.
But that's not a donut.
Oh, I take nachos over a donut any day.
That's true.
Okay, but that's because you don't eat bread.
Well,
Or
yeah,
whatever
well, I
you don't
can't eat
eat.
nachos or donuts, but I like both of them.
But I don't like donuts better than I like nachos.
I will go savory
Y'all
over
crazy.
sweet any day of the week. I'm all about like
Nah, dude,
some good meat and cheese action.
Let my feet explode off my body. I want the diabetes. Give me the sugar.
I want like
I
I want like a bowl of nacho cheese with like some fucking salsa and meat and chicken in there.
Some good
See, I don't
shit.
like most of that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, we know. I like a lot of those things.
Oh, but can we
There's
talk about
nothing you don't like?
the one thing that Dylan does love in this world is chicken tenders. Can you please tell me what you ordered at Denny's after our show? And
On the menu, there was late at night. It was like 2 a.m. I was looking at the menu, and they had the new and improved high quality chicken tenders at the Denny's restaurant.
like it was like an advertisement in the menu. It wasn't necessarily the name of the item. The menu just said,
That was what it was
Oh.
called.
That's what it was called.
me-
Just read it word for
I
word.
thought it was a banner that said new and improved high quality
No,
chicken
it
tenders.
was like a thing.
No.
Let
It
me
was the
set the
actual
stage
name.
a little bit, though. We're
Let's
sitting
go
there
next.
at 2 a.m. It's quiet. 2 a.m. It's late.
no.
Yeah, you could drop a pin in that restaurant.
Yeah,
yeah.
everybody is just chilling. There's an old couple of dudes playing chess in the corner,
Yeah.
and nobody else. And then the waiter comes over. He wants to die. He's just like, "What do you guys?"
What
want?"
can
He
I get you?
didn't want to die. He was just
No, he was chill.
he was
he
just
was pretty
chilled
cool.
out.
He
He was
was
tired. It was
Yeah.
2 in the fucking
That's
morning,
all.
and he just goes, "What do you guys want? Oh, you want this? Cool. You want this?" And then Dylan just goes, "I'll have the new and improved chicken tenders. It's deluxe special. Yeah!" And like, so excited, and he just goes, "Whoa!"
The waiter was like, "We don't have that," and I'm like, "Oh, it's on the menu though."
He
He
was
goes,
like,
"Oh, you
the
just want the
chicken
chicken strips?" And Dylan's like, "Yeah, the new and improved high quality chicken tenders." And the guy goes,
Oh,
"I don't know that
man.
they're new, improved, or high quality, but I'll get you the chicken tenders."
Dog.
It's what they were called on the menu, so it's what I call them to the
It
man.
was so
man.
good. It's just
The man should know his menu.
It's just Dylan was just so up at 2 in the morning, and he just
No,
like,
he just
"Whoa."
hit a point to where he saw them chicken tenders, and we know how Dylan is about chicken.
Yeah.
tenders. They were new and improved.
In my mind,
He saw
there
them
was
all.
another thing of chicken tenders on the menu that was not new and improved high quality. And I did not want those. I wanted the new and improved high quality chicken
I feel
tenders.
you.
Don't give me the old standard low quality chicken tenders.
Yeah,
That's not what I want.
You just got so excited. Your face lit up like Christmas.
Because I was reading and I was
beautiful
talking to a
moment.
human. I was talking to a
was
human
ready.
being. You should be pleasant when you talk to people.
Look, it's not that. It's that the guy didn't expect that.
That was
No one expected it.
Nobody
Yeah.
I think I audibly had a reaction. I was like, "Dude, what the hell?"
Everyone gets out of their days. What the hell is going on?
That was pretty good. And then that was all in Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, yeah. Then we
I went
spent
to
the night at
Evans.
Sietch's house.
I went to Evansville.
Oh, man.
I slept on a couch
The smudge, bro.
that is 1/3 of my size.
I slept on
I
a
slept on
beanbag chair.
I slept on a couch that was my size.
It was bigger than you, actually. It was my size.
darn
Corey.
right.
It was my size.
I had a
Corey.
great time.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Slept on a
I
couple
slept hella
beanbag
bit.
chairs.
I was so, bro. We were exhausted though.
Dude,
We
I
stayed up
whooped-
all fucking night.
Tired.
Nick and I
Hell.
whooped Corey in some Smash Brothers.
Why are
for
you
the
always
Ultimate
lying?
for the Nintendo Switch?
Oh my god, my dad went with us.
I like how Nick just was like on that side, just omission. He was just like, oh, I'm gonna be
Dude,
silent on that.
you fucked him up, dog.
Yeah.
yeah,
Nick.
Yeah, Nick, you fucked him
Yeah,
up.
dog.
Yeah, Nick.
I
Yeah.
got both of you pretty good.
Yeah, dude,
dog.
you were fucking us up, Nick.
Remember that
Yeah.
time I up tilted?
Who?
You-
I know
Dylan?
what things. Yeah, I did.
You
I
never
remember
up
that.
tilted, but you did do some aerials.
I know a lot of things that
You don't
guys
have a C stick. I don't know if you know how to input it otherwise.
I don't think you understand my
fact,
level
I know
of
you can.
expertise
Going
on
on.
this game.
Do you have tap jump on? Yikes.
Yeah, I do.
Yikes!
And I still beat you.
What year is it?
Dang.
There was one podcast a few weeks back where like you guys straight up just spoke in another language for like a solid 15 seconds.
Another language to you.
Yeah, no.
also
you,
to me,
you
too.
guys were
I'm
you
not-
were quoting an anime, and
yeah.
whatever you were saying,
my what?
yeah, whatever you're saying was straight up like it wasn't English.
Oh, what he does?
And my dad and I were editing the podcast, and we look at each other and we like simultaneously go, "What the fuck was that?"
They have no idea.
Do it. So you said nani, Nandato. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Dylan, tell us about this jacket. What you got going
Dude,
on?
I bought this jacket at Levin's downtown, and it's by, I don't remember the brand, but I have several of their jackets, and I use them for rock and roll shows. This has fur.
Nice.
It is fake.
It's fake.
As I was buying this jacket, there's an elderly black man and an elderly black woman that work there, and they like fit you and like be like, oh, you should try this on. Oh yeah, what size do you want? Oh, I'll go grab it from the back. And the girl was talking. She used to be a musician as well, and she was in like some big band in St. Louis that was doing like kind of nice. And she was like, "So you got a girl back home, Dylan, or you got a girl?" And I was like, "Oh no, I don't." And she goes, "Well, you're a musician, so if you don't got a girl, you don't want one." And without missing a beat, the older guy goes, "Oh man, but that don't mean he don't want some." And I'm like,
They wild.
"I just want this jacket, please."
I just want my jacket.
That was
That's
hello.
Is this the same place where you got the cheetah print?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
They had matching pants to this, but they didn't have fur on them. If
I
they
was
had
going to
fur,
say, did the matching pants have like fur going down the sides?
I would be wearing them right now.
right now. He said.
Yo,
That's wild.
that's pretty
That's
good.
funny, yo.
And Corey's gonna go buy a sweater there.
Oh, bro, I'm about to get that sweater you got.
It's so
dog.
fucking good,
It's
and it looks nice.
nice.
It looks so nice.
It's good. I need it.
Oh man.
You're gonna get home. Rose is gonna be like, "Why aren't you buying drapes for the garage, Corey? Buying new clothing."
You know what's so funny though? Now they just hit up my dad. Now
This is Corey's
asked me
parents.
to hit up Joe because now he needs to soundproof the garage.
Oh yeah.
How ironic.
Joe Mancuso upstairs.
Yeah, the
Mi padre.
clothes.
Tell them the backstory on why we're always teasing you about buying drapes.
Oh, well, it's really Dylan, but anyway.
They tried, but I do it the most.
Yeah, it's all good. Anyway, so what happened was
You shouldn't be buying those shirts. Got all these
so
nice shirts.
now that I'm in this band,
Yes.
I've been go back to practicing drums quite a bit. And so, but during the time that I was just in college and just playing trumpet and just coming back home and just chilling, I wasn't playing as much. My dad normally doesn't go in there and practice that much either because after 30 years, he just has like,
He
he's
doesn't
cool.
need to.
He's like,
cool.
I don't need to practice. I am the drums.
Exactly. I think that's how he feels. But anyway, that's not really how he feels. He just doesn't have time because he's super busy. But no. So now with me back in it, I'm just in there quite a bit more, and so we just have someone who just gives us, sometimes they call over to the house and they just say, hey, can you keep it down?
Yeah.
But it's been like that probably for the past like 3 years apparently.
Oh,
when I like am finding out now from my dad, because now that I'm out there, I'm like, okay, it was never a problem back in the day, so what's wrong now? Now I'm learning all this new information, like, well, you got to keep it down. I never used to have to. Okay, cool. So what happens then is that starts becoming an issue and starts creating some tension. And then one day, I don't know what happened at the house. People just got pissed off. And
They call the cops or something?
No.
Is that when they hung up the red light?
No. But no, I go into the room and I'm like just getting, I guess, yelled at about the fact that I was out there past like 6:30 or some foolishness like that, right? And I'm like, and it's wintertime, so
Who's trying to be quiet at 6:30?
old ass people.
Ayla loud as fuck at 6:30, dog.
Anyway, but nah. So I'm like, but once again, their house, their rules. I get it. Cool. Anyway, so I'm just like, okay, fine. And then my mom she just goes off for no reason. She just goes, you need to be buying drapes for the garage rather than spending money on stuff you don't even need. And I was just like
Like what, Corey? What were you spending money on at the time? New shirts.
Yielded.
yeah.
That's what it was.
Yieldis. I was saying
Oh shit. How much?
And so I was just like, for some reason now all of a sudden it's my job to soundproof the garage. And I'm like,
You're like, I don't even live here.
I'm like, no, I pay rent. What do you mean?
Yeah, Corey.
Y'all the landlords.
Didn't they raise your rent too?
Yeah, because everything apparently went up. So
Wait, they raise your.
yeah,
They should take that extra money and buy some drapes.
apparently, I guess. Anyway,
And they take money from your gig? Man.
Yeah. And so then all of a sudden that happens, and so then I tell them about what happened, and then but no, what's ironic about it is that what's so funny about that happening is because I had a conversation with my dad, and I was just like, and that's what it was. He came to me one time, and we were talking about our I don't want to say that now. I can't say that. Anyway, we were talking about the person complaining. Anyway, and I go, why haven't you soundproofed this garage? He was like, I'm not soundproofing this garage. You know how expensive that is? I was just like, all right. All right, cool.
And it's also funny because putting drapes in there would do absolutely nothing.
No.
It would affect zero things.
Zero.
Oh my god.
It would it would add color to the garage, and that's it.
That's
I was about to say, it might make it look nice. Maybe she just wants it to look nice.
And then so that happens, and then my mom goes, "You need to buy drapes for the garage," and I'm like, "Okay, all right." And then that goes on, and I tell them, and that's why I now get teased about the drapes.
Yeah, Corey will say something like, we need to stop going out to eat. I need to save money. We're like, why are you buying drapes for the garage?
Yeah, you're buying drapes, dog. Why are you spending money on shirts?
Even though after I say that, we're like, hey, you guys, someone
Spend
goes, you want to go to Uncle Bill's, guys? And I'm like, hell yeah, bro.
Spend all that money on Uncle Bill's. You'd be buying drapes for the garage, Corey.
He'd be like, man, I can be going out. And he's like, Uncle Bill's though? And I'm like,
someone goes, Uncle Bill's.
Or he's like, Grill Stop closed at 12, Dylan. And I'm like, shit.
Oh, dude, yeah. Last night, it was last night, right?
Night before. Was it last night?
It had to be last night. No.
It was Monday. Yeah, we didn't have something. Yeah, it was Monday, not Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. No, today's Monday.
Yeah. I was
what year is it? What's happening to me? It was when we worked out Sunday.
Okay, it was Sunday, so it was yesterday.
So yesterday.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so now me and Dylan are just hanging out at his house, and then I'm like, my friend calls me, and he's like, "You need to come back home, because I'm bored and like
come back home, like Cape."
No. My friend down in Florida who got married.
He
wanted me to come
on his dong.
Yeah, that. And so he asked me to come back, get online real quick, and just play with him. And I was just like, fine.
Yeah,
I'm hanging out with Dylan, and he was just like, all right. You should still leave, and I'm like, damn, that's fucked up.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, fine, but then like before I leave, I'm like, shit, I haven't eaten all fucking day. And then me and Dylan are sitting there. He's like, shit, dude, Grill Stop sounds hella good. And I'm like, damn, dude, you right. And then he goes, let me see what time they close. They closed at 12.
At 12, dog. That's a spot.
Oh my god.
If we get out of here early, dude, I might be hitting up that Grill Stop, bro. If I can make it in time. Oh shit.
So I was sitting there, and me and Dylan went, shit, dude. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave my controller here. I was like, we gonna go.
And then at Grill Stop.
Oh man, yeah.
I paid for we both got our food, and then later some other dude came in to pick up an order, but he was missing like $2.
His name was E.
His name was E. And he came up to us and he was like, hey man, can I get like some money? And Corey's like, I only got my card on me, man. I was like, sure. And I gave him a $5 bill because I didn't have like 2 ones on me or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh really, thanks. I was like, oh yeah, just give me the change back. And he's like, oh, all right, sure thing. And then some stuff happens. He finally gets food, and as he gets the food, he gets the money back, and I see him put like $2 of quarters in his pocket.
Yeah.
And then he comes over to me and hands me $1, and he's like, walked out. Yeah. He like didn't give me an explanation. I saw him rob me, but I was like, dog, you need that $2 more.
Saw him rob me.
I was just like, all right, dog, yeah.
I'll tell you, he said to him, he was like, oh, dude, it was more than actually what I thought it was. It wasn't this, and he was just like, oh, yeah,
yeah.
It's fine.
I saw him put the change in his pocket. Yeah. I looked at him.
Dylan tells me, I'm like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I was like,
oh my god.
I don't give a fuck about the dollar.
Nah, he needed
quarters. He needed. Yeah, he needed that.
He needed it.
Damn. Well, guys, it's been an eventful Monday night. We had an eventful trip to Indianapolis.
Pretty cool stuff.
We got some cool shows coming up. If you want to check us out at crystalladyband.com.
And are we? Well, okay. We don't need.
It was Saturday. It was definitely not Sunday because Sunday was a tournament and we didn't work out on that day.
Oh no!
Right.
I know, dude.
Saturday.
Because I was watching that shit.
And I had to stayed up for Hellas, which I never would have done on a Sunday.
Oh my god. Well, they were at a grill stop on Saturday. We're Crystal Lady. We'll be playing.
It was Sunday at that time. No, it wasn't 12. It was Saturday.
All right. We'll be playing at Blueberry Hill Friday, February 29th for our birthday show. It's going to be lots of fun. Be sure to subscribe and let us know what you would like to see us do in the future on this podcast.
Smash that like button.
Oh, smash that like button.
Turn on them notifications.
Not the dislike button, please. Don't do it to us.
Turn on notifications. Hit us up. Be our friends on social media. We're Crystal Lady, and we will see you next week. Have a good night.
Peace.
Bye.